Hi everyone. We are here at take 559,000. Me trying to figure out how to do this. I'm going for another fairy flower, hopefully with long petals. I watched Petra do hers. She got it from Caplia Art. And I think it's also offered in resin courses, which I may have to take. If I can't get this to work this time, I may have to give up, but let's give it one more try. I am using craft resin. It's a 1-to-1 low viscosity resin, and maybe that's part of my problem. Maybe I need a heavier viscosity, but we will know. The other tricky part is if I've moved to a smaller mold, that way I'm not wasting as much resin every time I don't get this. But it makes it tricky because now I only have 6 ounces of resin to pour into 5 cups. So you can understand that that is kind of tricky. So let's start pouring and see if I can get this to be somewhat right and somewhat even. It's a festival of cups. Here. Amazingly enough, I think I've done this so many times that I'm starting to tell how much to put in each cup. It's crazy. I say 500,000, but I know I've done this probably at least 10 times this week. And each time I say I'm never ever doing it again because I just can't seem to get it right. But here I am again, trying it one more time. And it may be my inks or my products that I'm using because I am in the United States and I'm watching people do it who have different products. But that's okay, we'll figure it out. That's what we're here together for. So the first product I'm going to use is Resin. It's a epoxy pigment paste. It's turquoise green. And this is an opaque pigment, but I'm insisting upon using it because I love this color and I've used it numerous times already. You would think I would stop using it because it's not working, but no, I love this color. It's so pretty. I'm gonna figure out how to make it work. And with everything that I watch online, I always put my little spin on things, and sometimes my little spin doesn't work. I learned the hard way. I think when I did blooms, I think I did like 100 blooms before I finally got it right. And you know what? Part of the fun for me is figuring these things out. So hopefully we'll figure this one out together today. All right. Next, I have Octopus Fluids Aronia. It's a resin ink. Both of these products I get from Laura's Art Corner. If you are in the United States and want to purchase any of these, I do offer a discount code in my description. I'm going to use 3 drops. I've had to change the amounts of everything I'm using too because I'm using less resin. Let's hope it doesn't throw everything too off because I was getting really close. I'm kind of hard-headed about some things and I don't like the final clear push, so I didn't do it. And I think if I had done it, it would have worked. So we are doing a clear or transparent. I'm not going to do clear. I'm going to color it, of course, because I never follow things. All right, next we're using Eye Candy Shiro White. And I think I just use a very little bit of this. So I'm going to use that much on my stick. Try not to spill it everywhere. This being a low viscosity resin, it is easier to get powders to mix in, which is always good. The thicker your resin gets, the harder it is to mix things in. All right, I know I should stir softer because I do introduce a lot of bubbles with my crazy stirring. I think that's probably why I like craft resin. It tolerates my crazy stirring. All right, next I am going to actually mix my center because I need some clear resin to do that with. So let me get a little spoon, and I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do for my center. First, I have from Laura's Art Corner Purple Passion Glass Glitter. So I'm going to put one little scoopy in there. And this stuff is more like a glitter. It's got crushed glass in it, but there's also glitter in it. Next, I'm going to do from Laura's Art Corner these mini glass beads. These are silver. I love these. I'm going to do two little bitty scoopies of it. And then I have these teal glass bits that I got probably from Amazon. And I'm going to take a little scoopy and put those in. All right, and then I'm going to give it a little mix. And then I'm going to take my white and just take a little of or what will be my white. I'm going to take the resin from there and just put a tiny bit in here, just enough to mix it in with all my little bits. I love using these little plastic cups because they're easy to clean out when you're done. You just let it dry and it peels right out. All right, so that's really cool, right? Looks good. All right, so we got our center done, which means we can mix our white. I am using Let's Resin Ocean White. And I'm only going to put like a pea-sized drop in here because I think I have a little over an ounce and I don't want to use too much. And back to my crazy stirring. Let's see how we're doing. Looking pretty good. Figuring out something is new is always tricky with resin because resin has a mind of its own anyway. And if things are not exactly like somebody else does them, then you're not going to get exactly the same result, which makes it more fun. So my next and last one is going to be my clear or transparent push because I'm going to add a drop of mystery blue. It's octopus blue. It's resin ink. If I can get it open, there we go. And I'm just doing a drop because this is my clear push or my transparent push. And it's just to give the resin a little bit of color. I like to jazz things up. I'm gonna have to take a course and I'm gonna have to eventually start doing clear pushes, right? All right. So what we're gonna do first is we're gonna take our fancy teal, give it a good stir. Try not to scrape the stick too much because one end of the stick does have color on it. And then I'm gonna pour it around this mold, going up on the sides just a little bit. And it's still gonna fill the bottom of the mold, and that's perfectly fine. All right. I'm gonna clean up my mess a little with my Pampers Baby Wipe. All right, so next I have my purple. And I'm gonna pour this close to the edge. And then I'm going to take my mica powder, give it another stir to make sure there's no clumpies. And with this one, I'm gonna go close to the edge, but then I'm gonna do a spiral. Just stir it around, go back. All right, so that's our white mica powder. And now our white. And this one, I'm not gonna spiral or anything. I'm gonna keep it close to the edge. And last but not least is my blue transparent liquid, and I'm going to pour this right in the center. Probably could have done a little more resin, but that's okay. I don't want to use too much because I don't know if this is going to work. All right, let's take our torch and hit out any bubbles. Now, what I do is I wait just a little bit till the center starts to close up. And that's when I'm gonna put my glass bits or my mixture for my middle in. So I'm just giving it a bit. Might hit it with the heat again, but it is moving towards the center pretty quick. I don't even think we need to time lapse. It's working, it's going there. I'm gonna get my center ready by pulling it forward. I don't know necessarily that we need all of that, but let's see. And I'm gonna go to that center it's created and drop in the bits. And then anytime you drop something in the center, you're probably going to get some little bubbles back up that you need to get rid of. So give it another hit of heat. And then I would watch it for another minute or two just to make sure some other bubbles don't pop up. But we should be pretty good at this point. And we will come back later when it's ready to demold. All right, it's time to check and see if we got a cool flower or not. The unveiling time is always tricky. Let's see if I finally got something. Oh, wow. Look at that. That is gorgeous. I'm almost wishing I didn't do the holographic mold, but I wanted to use the smaller mold. But the petals are super long, and I think that was due to the push.